Have a seat.
Listen, my dad could not have killed Damien, okay? I mean, he was with me the whole night.
How come you're not in school?
I took off to come here. I had to make sure you knew my dad was innocent.
If he's innocent, he's got nothing to worry about. Neither do you.
Oh, I'm not worried, you know? I mean, I just know that sometimes things can look a little different than they really are.
What things, for example?
Well, you know, how people take things the wrong way. Like, see, my dad got mad at Damien that night, and that could be used against him or something.
What night are we talking about?
The night,
Of the murder? Now, why would your dad be madder at Damien that night than any other time?
It was no big deal. You know, my dad had gone through a lot of trouble trying to get some sporting equipment for the kids at the Ward house.
What kind of equipment?
Baseball bat and gloves. And he had it over at the club, and he and my mom were gonna take it over to the Ward house later, but then Damien got in their faces.
Were you there?
I heard about it.
Yeah, go on.
Well, Damien was telling them how he helped me out of a fix, you see? He was just doing it to get at my dad.
Wait, what kind of fix?
Cards, poker. I owed some guys some money.
Lucky you've been gambling?
Anyway, Damien butted in, you see? And I said no. You know, I said, I don't want your money. See, Damien always had to act like a big shot.
Now, what did he do for you exactly?
He, paid these guys money and got them off my case. End of story.
So then he went to your dad, told him how he came to your rescue, and your dad got angry.
Well, yeah, I mean, my dad didn't want this creep messing with our business. But he would have never killed him over it, okay?
What would he have killed him over?
Nothing. You know, my dad's cool. Man.
So your dad was with you the whole night?
Yeah.
I seem to remember your dad went to the drugstore sometime that night to pick up some medicine your mom wanted for a sick child she was taking care of.
That's true. Yeah, I remember that now. It was just for a few minutes.
Oh, so now you remember that he wasn't with you the whole night?
No, he was. Just not for a few minutes.
You recognize this?
How can I? It's all burnt up.
Okay. What time would you say your dad left home to pick up the medicine?
It doesn't matter, okay?
What doesn't matter?
Any of this, okay? And none of this matters because he didn't do it. I know he did not do it.
Are you saying you know who did?
Yeah. Me.
Let's start again from the beginning.
Bite?
What does this remind me of? I better not.
Suit yourself. Did I ever tell you that Damien was secretly in love with me?
I knew that. That's why I killed him. Shall I tell you how I did it?
Sure.
I moved very quietly up behind the Sputnik, and I gave him one of these.
I bet he liked that.
And then I gave him one of these.
Oh. do that and I'll follow you anywhere.
See, that's what he said.
Is that when you hit him over the head?
Mm-hmm. I didn't want him following me around.
I just started the fire.
A fire? You want a demonstration?
Mm-hmm.
You want fire? I'll give you fire, babe. I'll give you fire.
Now, why don't you tell me exactly what happened?
Well, I was with my dad that night, like I said. And then later I decided to go to the ward house to see my mom because she needed some medicine.
I thought your dad was the one who brought the medicine.
That's right. I was just going to check up on him. Anyway, I was walking to the ward house and I see Damian Smith with a crowbar about to break in.
Interesting. There wasn't any evidence of forced entry.
Well, see, you didn't let me finish. He had a crowbar, but then he found out the door was open, so he just walked in, and I followed him. And he was in the living room, and he was going through all these papers and everything, and he had a gun.
We never found the gun at the scene.
I know that. See, I mean, I thought it was a gun. It was real dark, and it could have been something else. Anyway, he saw me, and he started to come after me, and that's when I grabbed the lamp and hit him over the head.
You hit him over the head with a lamp?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Did you knock him out?
I believe so.
And then you lit the fire.
No, I didn't light the fire. Damien lit the fire before I hit him with the lamp.
The lamp.
Yeah.
Damien was hit over the head with a wooden object, not a lamp. Now, Lucky, do you know the penalty for obstructing justice?
Any more questions?
No. You win. You killed Damien. Just promise me one thing.
Anything.
Make sure they send you to a prison that allows conjugal visits.
The one thing you don't do is lie to the police. Now, I could bring you in for this, but I won't, as long as I think you've learned something. Look, your loyalty to your dad is admirable. But next time, think twice before you break the law, because that's what you're doing when you're obstructing justice. You're committing a crime. Understand? Now, I want you to go home now and think long and hard about what's happened here today, okay? Go ahead. Go on.
Listen, if you want justice, you just lay off my dad, okay? Because he did not kill Damien Smith.
We got the test results from the lab on a sliver of wood from Damien Smith's skull.
Yeah, did they find out what it came from?
The murder weapon was a baseball bat.
Thanks. You can leave that here.
Oh, okay. Sure.
My dad has gone through a lot of trouble trying to get some sporting equipment for the kids at the ward house.
What kind of equipment?
Baseball bat and gloves.
Thanks, kid. You just told me exactly what I need to know.
Hey, now that I know that you killed Damien simply because he was hopelessly in love with me, now you could do something really constructive like, oh, I don't know, knock off the mayor, a couple of those city council jerks who are trying to unseat justice.
Sure, babe, whatever you want. How would you like me to do it? You want me to dip their cigars in poison or rig their limousines with explosives, maybe, or I'll just maybe stuff their ballot boxes.
I leave the details to you. Just promise me one thing. Don't get caught. I detest single parenting.
Excuse me, madam. An arch criminal of my caliber never gets caught. You should know that. You raise my ire, madam.
Ready for those questions about Damien's murder?
Well, ain't you the eager beaver? Couldn't wait for me to come downtown, huh?
Well, I was in the neighborhood. Thought I'd save you the trouble. Either way, I'm here now.
Yeah, you sure are. Well, come in.
Mrs. Spencer?
Hello, Detective.
Well, it's considerate of you to make a house call, Garcia. You know, I was a little bit offended that I'm so far down your suspect list.
Well, then again, maybe he was saving the best for last.
I'm so glad you two can find the fun in a murder investigation.
Too bad you can't. But I guess, anything you do all day long can get old.
Maybe I'll find your answers a lot more entertaining.
Yeah, well, I'll do my best. Ask away.
Well, it's no big deal, really. I just wanted to go over your statement the night of the fire.
Oh,
Now,
honey.
why was it you were at Ward House again?
Look at this, honey. He's trying to make me contradict my story. Police tactics have gotten so sophisticated.
You want me to repeat the question?
If you're really planning to question everyone who had a motive for killing Damien, you're going to be thoroughly exhausted.
Ma'am, sometimes police work is just sheer drudgery.
Mm-hmm. Try being a suspect.
So I'll try to make this quick for all our sakes. You know, you never did tell me where you were earlier that evening.
Home.
Uh-huh.
Just waiting for my call.
That's right. I was here waiting for my baby's call. Oh, honey, listen, we may as well come clean. All right, all right. The medicine thing is simply a cover. The truth is, I was waiting for my baby to call because she was going to tell me when Damien was there torching the place so I could grease over there and smack him upside his head. Don't you think it was a clever ploy for me to leave my wife and baby in a burning building just so nobody would suspect me?
You know, as amusing as your little routine may be, I'm finding it a bit wearing. So maybe we should do this the hard way, downtown.
Hey, what's going on? I told you didn't have to come here.
You told him what, Lucky? You've been talking to cops?
Well, it was no big deal. You know, we just talked a little about the case.
I see. And exactly where and when did this take place, cowboy?
The station, of course.
He took you downtown?
Hold on a minute. You need to understand.
I understand you interrogated my kid, which is not only low and underhanded, it's illegal. You should know that. You are the law, right?
This is actionable. Interrogating a minor without a parent present?
Wait, Mom. You guys, that's not how it happened.
It certainly was not a formal interrogation.
I don't care what it was. How do we get him arrested?
Please, Mom.
Lucky initiated the conversation. He came to us on his own.
He's right. I did. But Dad, I was only doing it so he would know that you had nothing to do with Damien Smith's murder.
Your son is very loyal.
Yes, he is. That's a quality that we value. That's a quality that we don't want taken advantage of.
I agree. Lucky offered a lot of information in order to cover you. All I did was listen.
There was nothing to cover up. You intimidated our son.
Well, one of the things he mentioned was that you bought some sporting equipment for the Ward House kids. Equipment that included a baseball bat.
Yeah, so?
So forensics have established that the sliver of wood they pulled out of Damien's skull, the murder weapon, in fact, was a baseball bat.